Hi, everyone. This is Jennifer Keeler, Media Officer for the U.S. Dressage Finals presented by Adequan. And I'm joined this afternoon by the top competitors from our Intermediate 1 Adult Amateur Freestyle Championship. We have our brand new champion, Ruth Shirky, all the way from California. And then in reserve, we have Bonnie Cantor. Congratulations to you both. Now, Ruth, I want to hear all about your ride today. It was just spectacular to watch, and tell us all about it.
Well, I have to say it was a bit inauspicious when I went to wake up Wiley this morning because she was not in a big mood to come out and play, I will say. And when we started the warm-up, I was not quite sure what we were going to get, so I was very careful. And I thought, whatever we do, I will keep my fundamentals together that my current coach, Christine Traurig, is reinforcing. And I think we couldn't go wrong. And sure enough, come in, start our canter work, and everything kind of led from there. But I really wanted her to go. So it was all guns blazing, as we like to say.
Now, does that take some courage to go into a place like the All-Tech Arena and go for it like that?
Yes, there's no question. And I felt I had a sufficient amount of confidence with Wiley that she would stay with me during the experience. And she did. She was right there with me each moment when I was saying, let's go now, let's go now. And she took off. It was awesome.
Now, I loved your music. Tell us a little bit about your choices and who choreographed your performance for you.
Yes, thank you. I talked to Karen Robinson late last year, and we put together some music by Ed Sheeran and Shawn Mendes. She was really excited because Shawn Mendes was, I guess it was the Music Awards, the American Music Awards, this song was one of the competitors. And it went so beautifully with Wiley. It suits her movement. She's so light. And the music is just this nice but substantial light music. It worked so beautifully. And I tweaked the freestyle choreography. Sorry, Karen. I changed one of the extended canters to another set of threes, which helped kind of balance things in my mind and helped me keep Wiley a little bit more with me. And again, everything just paid off. Every time we came out of a corner, I knew, I checked, here you are, let's go. It's just so exciting. It was a wonderful, wonderful ride, and she loves that arena. Really lucky.
Now, I know from interviewing you previously for a feature in the Why I Love the Final series on your dressage, that this is a special mare that you actually purchased in utero. You were hoping for a colt, and she wasn't, and you had a decision to make that has changed the rest of your life, and that her breeder is actually also here at the finals. So just tell us quickly a little bit about that background.
Sure. This is actually our anniversary of 10 years when I made the fateful decision and talked to Cheryl and committed to the in utero contract. And willy-nilly was, of course, as you're saying, the colt, the black colt. What a funny idea. But when she told me about the birth date, so May the 4th of 2010, she calls me and she says, well, there's good news and bad news. And we chatted about it. And I said, give me a couple of days to figure out if I want a filly or not. And my husband, Eric, who's been a huge supporter of me, drove every single mile to get here and has been completely supportive of me through this experience and the last 9 years. As we looked at the videos, we talked about it, and he said, if it's the bloodlines you're interested in, then I don't see any reason to change our plan. And I had to agree with him. I had no experience with mares. This is it. Okay, I was 8. We had a Pinto mare. She knocks me off, I break my wrist. That's my mare experience. And this is a whole different ball game, whole different world. And I've just been so excited all along. And Cheryl has been sharing the entire experience with me. I'm so thrilled that she could be here to see the results of her work. A U.S. bred mare doing so well in competition, just coming up the levels so strongly. And this is what you want to see from your U.S. breeding programs. And you want to support the breeders that do this.
It makes it all the more special. And so, Bonnie, of course, you also have a very special mare who can be a bit of a mare at times, but it sounds like Fifi has been on her best behavior this weekend.
She's a good girl.
So tell us a little bit about your ride today.
I wasn't going to do the freestyle. My husband, too, has been so supremely supportive through all this. And his idea was this freestyle thing. So we got suggestion for it's an Aladdin score. And it was just suited her because she's little and light, and you don't want too heavy. You don't want, anyway. And none of us are musically inclined, so it was very challenging. So, but he put it all together, and we spliced it all together and watched it, and it was a homegrown project. So, but then I kept saying, "You can sign me up, but I'm not going to do it." So she's spooky in that she doesn't love the alt tech. She's very looky, so I had to get her in there before the Pre-St. George tomorrow. So that sealed our fate. We just had to get in. So I didn't go in like we went in like a.
Well,
So Fifi was she was a good girl, but spooky.
Well, it looks like it worked out terrifically, actually. But now, last year, you had a little bit of difficulty. You came to the finals, and some of the rides with Fifi did not go the way you had hoped. And it turns out you went home and found out that something else was going on.
She started to decline in the regionals, actually, and through the summer, but Texas is hot, so you don't know whether that's it or what. So we brought her here. She qualified, won all her regionals, but her work was not the same. So she went into the I-1, was her first class, and nearly stopped dead in the lengthening. So we pulled her out, we scratched her, and took her home, and they couldn't find what was wrong. They finally, if only they could talk, that she had a cyst in her throat that was preventing her from being able to do any work at all. So, and it just gotten so big that it was really causing her trouble. So luckily with modern medicine and veterinary care, they could find it and remove it, but it's taken her a little while to forget. Being a pony, she doesn't forget easily. So, but I think she's actually enjoying her work now. So that's a really good thing.
Well, she certainly looked great today, and congratulations to both of you on incredible performances in there, whether or not you actually wanted to ride that freestyle, but we're sure glad you did, and we're sure glad you came all this way, Ruth, for the first time. You certainly have some memories to take home now, so congratulations to you both, and thank you for joining us.